Press X to lay a fat kiss on a lonesome cowpoke. This is Scope Creep Saloon.
Hey, here's a question for you motherfuckers. Politics, is that the first video game?
Oh.
No.
All right. Well,
was that
Frank
mankind's
says no.
first video game?
People are not saying that.
I think they're employing a lot of different strats. Like they're up in the meta, to like
a lot of game
manipulate
theory.
people's.
Yeah.
A lot of game theory going on.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, dude. Joe Biden's wall banging Trump. We could just start saying stuff like that.
We definitely could say stuff like that.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be kind of interesting if we well, like Frank was saying, if we took a hard right spin on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right-wing video games, baby. Do they make right-wing video games like Jesus video games or
So there is an I Am Jesus game that is out now, I think. You can look it up.
Shit.
It's just called I Am Jesus.
What's the game?
Get back in the games, boys.
It's just a game where you're walking around as Jesus doing miracles.
Do you have it's like a press X to do miracles situation?
Yeah, and you have a little meter for miracles.
What's his moveset? Hold on, I have a lot of questions here. What's the name of this game?
I think it's called I Am Jesus.
I Am Jesus? I Am Jesus Christ.
Can I send people to hell?
I don't think so.
Can I be bad Jesus? Can I be bad boy Jesus?
They should let you, but I don't think they do.
They should let me, RPG style Jesus.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm not dying this time.
Wow, it's a Jesus simulator.
Yeah, it's a Jesus simulator.
Wow.
Jesus on the cross VR.
It seems like I'm grabbing loaves and fishes and multiplying them. This is really something. Wow, I can walk on water? This is amazing.
Yeah, dude. You can do all the hits.
I'm fighting Satan with a laser beam.
Oh, I don't know about that part, but that sounds good.
Now we're talking about a good game.
Welcome to Scope Creep Saloon, the show where we take a random prompt and speedrun, turning it into a game pitch. I'm Eric.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Frank.
And on today's episode, we pulled 3 words: cake, diplomacy, and barbecue. Who knew diplomacy could be so sweet? If, during the course of this episode, our chat inspires any ideas, please share them with us at Scope Creep Pod on Twitter and at Scope Creep Saloon everywhere else. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
How would you freaking knuckleheads enjoy the show and stop talking to me? That's what I'd say to them.
All right, here we go. I'm going to pick 3 words from a hat. We're going to find out what they are, and then we're going to brainstorm a video game. First word, cake.
Strong. It's a strong first word.
We like that. Second word, diplomacy.
Cake diplomacy.
Drew, maybe your politics video game is going to get a shot.
Yep. Well, it already happened because it was humanity's first video game, as we all know.
That's what we all know. That's what they teach you in political science. Barbecue.
Okay.
This is a little interesting because we've got a double food situation.
Yeah.
And I would argue these foods, very different settings.
But maybe that's what the diplomacy is about.
Well, think about it this way. Think about it this way. Barbecue could be referencing like the genre of food, or could just be representing a grill. So, really things are open here. We could
grilled cake.
Grilled cake. We could be talking grilled cake.
I don't think we are talking grilled cake. Now that I've thought about that one, I don't think we are. You got freaking like char marks on the icing on the top. What are we talking? What is this?
Innovative. Who's selling grilled cake?
No, I think we're onto something there. We got the cake, the cake people and the barbecue people, and they have to
the Bibikwa.
Do it. Yeah.
Some sort of diplomacy situation.
Some sort of. There's a war going. There's a war.
Yeah. Interesting. This is tricky.
Yeah, this is among the harder ones we've pulled.
Yeah. But we've been training for this day.
We've been training very hard for this. Could you live off of just barbecue and or cake? Just, to get a basis here.
I could live off of barbecue, I think. I could not live off of cake.
Like emotionally, or do you mean nutritionally?
Oh, emotionally,
like nutrition, yeah. Right. I just mean like you have only cake. You're gonna die of something, right? You're gonna you get scurvy or whatever it is.
That's a type of lifestyle that will cut your life short.
Cool, for sure. Yeah.
All right, so we get all the world leaders. All right, we get the UN and we make them live off of cake and barbecue until they solve the world's problems.
Okay.
You guys better figure it out.
Cake I don't know why we're giving torture.
I don't know why we're giving them arguably delicious food. It's not really a torture, but
yeah, but I do think that it becomes like reversed, right? Because like if you have so much rich food that you're eating all the time, you're gonna hate cake and barbecue.
Yeah, it's true.
By like the second round of it, you're gonna be like, I just want a vegetable. Please, you gotta give it to me.
Can I get a vegetable? All right, cake. There's a cake man. You bake a cake. You bake a man into the cake. And he is known as the diplomat.
Here's the question: is this are we repolling or are we committing here? This is an honest question.
No, we don't repoll, dude.
Repolling, dude. What are you talking about?
We don't repoll.
I'll repoll you,
no matter what. Ooh.
All right.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
No, we're doing cake, diplomacy, barbecue. No question.
All right.
Are we ready to move to the next stage?
Yeah, we got nothing here. We're spinning the wheels, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
We'll put our heads together.
The second dirty trick is what
the second of the dirty tricks. I don't know if you missed the first one where he pulled the things out of the hat. But that's the first dirty trick of the show. Welcome to the show.
Second. All right.
That's the timer.
Mark. Dude, farts are always fun.
Yeah,
oh, man.
It's true.
Ooh.
Oh.
Sour. Sour.
Some curdled milk in there.
Had a broccoli cheddar.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's not a good time. It's not a good time. Oh, no.
All right. Marker. Frank's rancid fart.
Hey, yo. Keep it in.
Keep it in. All right, let's see what we got here. Our 3 words: cake, diplomacy, and barbecue. What's on the board?
Yeah, so I'll jump into some of mine. Didn't really think any of these out. Just kind of thought of cool words going on. Cake boss versus pit boss versus UN General Secretary. And then 2 of mine were kind of the same, where I was thinking about like either you're a diplomat who comes to the White House and you need to eat a certain amount of cake and barbecue to satisfy the president, or he's going to nuke your country.
Wow.
Interesting.
Next one, Porky Butts in the case of the cake diplomat. Porky Butts is a pig, anthropomorphic pig detective.
Oh, a pig and detective. Interesting.
He is himself a pig. He's not a detective of pigs.
Yeah, but he's also a cop.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I think Andrew's saying how interesting that this cop is a pig.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that angle, but
well, I mean that's just the prompt. I mean
that's just the prompt.
That's just the prompt.
Hey, this cop's a pig.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that. What, is that a crime?
Hey, is it a crime?
Dress up a pig in a little cop uniform? Is that a crime?
Is that a crime?
I don't think so.
Oh no, we're doing political commentary, boys. No. I backed into the political commentary again.
What do you mean? What's the politics here? I don't know anything about that. Porky Butts.
The thin blue
case the cake of the
thin blue strip of bacon. Yeah.
Wow. Someone's definitely made an American flag where like the stars and stripes are made of bacon. You ever think about that?
Certainly, yeah.
Like they dyed it.
Yeah, epic bacon guys from 2011.
Oh man,
have to have been up to something in the past 10 years. Yeah.
Anyway, Porky Butts is investigating some sort of cake diplomat. You know, we'll figure that out.
Wait, hold on. Is he like a cake magnate?
In my brain, I had a picture, and it was a pig dressed like Sherlock Holmes with a magnifying glass, and a cake that had the outline of a man, but there was no man there anymore.
That's the most insane sentence I've ever heard. That's so awesome.
So he's investigating where the man went. What happened to the man?
Okay, wait. I also have a question. So the cake, the cake is is the cake in the shape of a man or the outline of a man? Like, is it a hollow outline?
Yeah, no, it's like a man fell into the cake and then was removed. So it's like a big cake.
He did a Looney Tunes,
like a
Wile E. Coyote fall through the ground.
It's like his chalk outline, but it's a cake,
right? And
so
there's
they're
no
investigating
man there.
There's no man.
God.
So I don't know why they're investigating it if there's no man. I guess it's where the man was.
What do you think a missing persons cake is? That's the whole thing is an investigation when there's no man,
right?
That's perfectly fine. Yeah,
it'd be a good starting point if you had a whole cake with a man's imprint in it.
Yeah.
We're looking for a man roughly this size.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. There's something in there. Don't worry about it yet.
I can go next.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. This next one, political assassination game about earning the coveted dessert menu spot on a famous barbecue restaurant's menu. So basically, this barbecue restaurant is like, hey, we're taking pitches from local bakeries. We have one spot on our menu for a local bakery's dessert. And it's kind of like a contest of like who can earn that spot. And so then there's you play the owner of a local bakery who is trying to worm their way into that spot in some means, right?
That's very good.
Through some sort of political backstabbing and forming alliances. And so it's kind of like maybe visual novel-y-esque. Maybe there's some other types of missions.
Nice.
I represent when you're talking about your political assassination, I kind of imagined like
a literal assassination.
Yeah, like you're doing like cartoonish deaths in the restaurant.
We could do that too.
It's funny. That was like I sort of had a version of that idea as well before I got to the thing that I wrote down. Like it was very similar to this little nugget here.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting to me.
It would be fun. I mean, it makes me think too, Frank. Kind of like your guy falling into cake idea. It would be fun to do a game where all the assassinations are like Looney Tunes deaths. It's like a piano falling on a guy, Acme anvil.
That's good.
I was even thinking food based, like a guy falls in the fried oil, or
totally.
You know, guy eats too much cake. Guy has too big of a sandwich. That can get you.
That can get you.
Yeah. Cool. Good to think about. Frank. Nope. Drew.
Nope.
It is I. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading your first sentence. I'm just like, where are we going?
Dude. Yeah, dude. Okay. So I was like, I wanted to use the cake and barbecue thing as just like sort of a window dressing. So it's like, I was imagining like a sort of a noir set in like 70s East Berlin. And so you play as a spy that you've moved into town with like an alias, and you've been given a business to run as a front, which is like a butcher shop, and you like smoke meats and basically make barbecue of a type. So the game starts and you receive a message that contains information that could end the occupation and reunite the German people. But you have to deliver this message to another spy acting as your contact on the other side of the city that's running a pastry shop. So cake. And so basically every time you would get like some kind of contract, you would have to like make a run through like a few blocks of the city, and like the layout changes every time. And you can approach sort of different interactions with obstacles along your way with like a bunch of different kind of approaches. Like you could be fully stealthy. You could try to like talk to people and, you know, win them over with your wits or something to gain access to whatever, to, you know, again, get to your eventual goal of like delivering the message. But yeah. So that, in a nutshell, that was my idea.
Damn.
That's a game you got there, huh?
It's pretty cool.
To make a game.
I tried. I really like the Looney Tunes idea. Like I like my idea too, but like I think the Looney Tunes thing is kind of, I don't know. I feel like there's something inherently absurd about like the juxtaposition of cake and barbecue that is kind of leans into that kind of playfulness. But I don't know. It's I don't know what you guys think.
It's interesting.
Yeah, so let's talk about, like, I guess let's review what that would look like. So in this context, is it you're trying to fight for that spot on the menu?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, and it's sort of, again, Frank, forgive me if I'm wrong, but you were saying I forget. Sorry, I forget which you brought this up, but sort of like a cartoonish, Looney Tunes ish, like it's all setups for like big, elaborate, goofy kills, and maybe it's not like taking itself very seriously.
But I guess it doesn't really nail the diplomacy part.
Right.
Yeah. The assassination angle is sort of the diplomatic angle.
Right. Maybe the diplomacy angle. Okay. Maybe it is you're Porky Butts. You're not a detective. You're basically a diplomat type person for hire, and different cake shops are hiring you. You're trying to basically cut deals with different parties to get a certain cake on the menu, and that might involve killing people, but you're also trying to, like, I'm just trying to imagine some system in which you're like forming alliances and backstabbing restaurants and like but like not blowing your cover.
So basically you do well in this game by just being absolutely villainous to these people.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, cool.
Correct. We're finally doing a villain game, Frank.
Sick. All right. Well, then I think the barbecue place should be called Porky Butts, but we should do this with people.
All right.
Interesting.
I fuck with that.
He's a people guy now.
Now we're being sinister, dude. But they call the guy the diplomat, even though he's a boy. The diplomat.
But he's a made man.
He's a made man.
He's the diplomat, baby.
I'm a made man. Don't tell my wife that.
He's the driplomat.
The driplomat.
No,
yeah,
let's
go.
He's absolutely not the diplomat.
Oh, he's the driplomat, baby.
Mm-hmm. Eric, I stand against
head to toe, baby.
Wow,
he's looking good.
The proprietor of Porky Butts, the driplomat.
So you have to like see how much you can. It's getting into gameplay, I guess, but like, how much you can like cheese out of like be like, hey, maybe if you buy me a new suit, maybe I'll put you at the top of the list, and like see how much like
I think so.
See how much of that you can get away with. They have some sort of meter or. I don't know, push them too far.
I think in some ways it would almost behave. It would behave not unlike a dating sim, where you basically have some sort of relationship measurement with each restaurant, and
right.
You know, their trust and how much they like you and how desperate they are and all these things, and so you're trying to make that work for you. And I think you can pick whichever restaurant you want to be successful, right? Like. I think now, I think maybe you work for Porky Butts. And so your job, like Mr. Butts himself has said, hey, you're my guy. Go out and find which restaurant we should put on the menu. So he's leaving it totally in and you're like, all right, well, I can make this work to my advantage because all these guys are desperate. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think this is the idea. I think we're going this way.
Okay. Let's dig into the details then.
I like your home base guy, Frank. That's cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're a main man, you need a cool place to chill.
Yeah, talk us through it.
Basically, Porky Butts smoke pit. So that's where I was envisioning. That's where I was envisioning you operate out of, and it's modern day, but you still have like a pinstripe suit and like a fedora on or something. Like, the diplomat's a real class act. So he's got the back room and then the billiards table. So whenever there's a cutscene in there, he's playing the billiards, or he's at least chalking up. No, I changed my mind. He's always chalking up the cue. He's never playing billiards. He never sits the ball.
Tight as hell.
That's really good.
Then I just envision like you find the different bakeries' weaknesses. So through conversation or kind of going around the back, then working your way through the back door, and you find I don't know, invoice or something. You find out they're not using real flour. They're using nothing but baking soda. And I thought like there wouldn't really be any, I'm sure we're all kind of thinking this, there wouldn't really be much like direct combat or anything. It would just be dialogue based where you have to talk your way into stuff. Something more than just like charisma points. Like you can use different kinds of lies or even somehow construct your own, but it would be all about that sort of interaction, right? Like very dialogue heavy, but I don't know how you make the dialogue more than just like choose the right one, right?
Right.
How do you make it somewhat
I think
involved?
The question of how do you make it so it's not just like the good option versus the bad option, the dialogue tree is like understanding what each relationship needs to stay afloat and how each dialogue tree option feeds into those different needs, if that makes any sense. All right, so let's talk through what we think is happening, maybe with some examples.
What is happening?
You play as a guy who will call the diplomat.
Yes.
Okay.
We will.
You are a natural born hustler. You hear about this competition. You know that all these pastry shops are going to be fighting to get on this menu. So you decide you're going to use your skills of persuasion to your advantage and approach these pastry shops to say, hey, I'm going to get your thing on the menu. Simultaneously, you're building a relationship with Porky Butts to get a sense from him which way he's leaning in the competition.
Okay.
And there's a fixed time period where the competition is going to end. And so you're trying to manage those relationships, potentially changing who you're invested in, basically all the way to the end.
Yep.
Through dialogue options and like side missions of some sort.
Okay. I have a clearer picture now. And I think that's a game. And I like
that was very concise. I want to add something to it. I want to add like, so it's kind of like a time loop game. It's not, but you know, once the competition day happens, it's over. So you go back to the start.
Yeah.
Right? So we want this kind of to be repeatable. So I want there to be many different outcomes and some of them wild. Like obviously one is like you become a member of the mob at Porky Butts. Like that might not be very apparent on the first try. You're just like being a diplomat between these bakery places. I also want you to be able to become an actual diplomat. You do it so well. You do it so good that the government hires you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's like nothing happens there, but I just, a lot of different options in there. And I also wanted to start with him getting off of a bus and you have no backstory.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Mysterious stranger. I like it.
Mysterious stranger.
The diplomat.
But he also goes up to people and says, "What's up? I'm the diplomat."
He says, "Hey, what's up? See, I'm a diplomat. See,
I'm a diplomat.
I'm just blowing the town." Okay. Now, if we got that, we can kind of in story work out where it goes or different avenues, right? But we're kind of like dialogue based. He can work these pastry places and Porky Butts against each other, whatever. He walks around the town, does his thing. I think we're in the pocket here.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any ideas of other like outcomes, like things that I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to kind of expand a little bit if you get really good at the game.
Yeah.
If you take this route, you end up owning Porky Butts.
All right. So possible outcomes, owning Porky Butts. I love that.
But I'm talking like, you go in the basement of this one place and you find out that aliens are real.
Oh, okay. I'll put that down.
Like, what if that happens?
I'll put down aliens in the basement ending.
Yeah. And one of them, you just get hit by a car for no reason. That's life, baby.
So, like, you played the game perfectly. You're the owner of Porky Butts. You're, like, walking into the building with the keys, and a car smashes you. And it's over.
Oh. All right, this is way too specific again to get into. But what if you talk to this guy? Let's call him Jake.
Okay.
And if you talk to Jake, you will get hit by a car later in the game.
Yeah, I love that.
So and you always see Jake also. He's like, hey, man.
Yeah. Hey, come over here. Yeah.
Hey, come over here.
Yeah. And there's no indication that you've just unlocked the car death ending.
Yeah. So you don't really know who it is until like the second time you're like, was it because I talked to that Jake guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess there'll have to be a lot of bits with your like Groundhog Day situation.
Yeah. And I think there is something there about the time loop or like how it, it could be the kind of thing too where you can carry over information between runs in like a notebook or something. Just like, okay, here's a little scope creep for you. Frank, leading into your Groundhog Day time loop scenario. All right, let's say the owner of Bakery A, their dog gets hit by a car or something, and you know when it happens. You could know to be in front of the shop to stop the dog from doing that. And now you've earned an in with Pastry Shop A.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so there's maybe information that you can store through each playthrough that benefits your relationship building in the future so that someone on their fifth or sixth run can really leverage their knowledge to maximize their swindle, should they choose.
We don't need to explain it. It's fine. He just keeps coming back. I mean,
maybe he's
a traveler.
Yeah, he steps off the bus.
Mysterious traveler.
He's got his bag, and like the only thing in his bag is this notebook. And every time he does that, it's filled with more and more things from previous plays. And he doesn't know. He's just like, what the heck?
What the hell?
What the hell?
My name's a diplomat. Who the fuck?
Don't talk to Jake.
What is the Halo one?
Halo, what do you mean? Halo Cronut Evolved?
Halo Cronut Evolved.
What is that? Is that the one? What is Cronut?
Oh, I'm so glad you've asked. It's a combination of a croissant and a donut. It's a cronut.
What is happening?
These are a big deal. People who read and write for the New York Times love cronuts. They love to talk about cronuts. They love to eat them.
Oh, you could have used a lot of things that start with a C, I feel.
Listen, if you were a white person living in an urban center in, let's say, 2012 to 2014, you couldn't get away from the cronut. There were think pieces getting written about the cronut. It was a sensation. A sensation.
I'm Googling.
And it's fallen
just like
off.
A donut, I suppose.
Yeah, no, there was like the hype was totally unearned. It sucked. It was not good. Like people were so losing their minds about cronuts, and I think they're
it doesn't seem very
mid.
good to me.
They're mid.
Okay,
like, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not gonna do Halo Cronut Evolved.
Well, all right. You don't know that yet, but
I like the swing. It was a swing.
Cool. Drew, I also had the Diplomat and the Driplomat.
I just noticed that too.
Yep.
I will quit the podcast if we do the Driplomat.
Look, all I want to say is while we were brainstorming, I searched around online for any results for the Driplomat. I'm getting nothing. I think the Driplomat is a new pun.
We're going to make an SEO-based decision here. That's what I think we need to do.
I'll stand by my craft.
Drew, of the ones you have, which one's your favorite, do you think?
Halo Cronut Evolved, but not because it's a good title.
Yes.
Don't talk to Jake.
The Diplomat feels very good to me. Like just generally, like I think like as a title, I think it's very strong.
Right.
We all have the Diplomat.
I think Cannoli Criminals is trash. Like I think it's garbage from a dumpster that I wrote.
The pun, but doesn't quite. I mean, I would like another game called.
Yeah, Baker's doesn't make any sense. So that's yeah. I don't know about my names.
Cool.
I mean, I'm thinking about another game called The Cannoli Criminals, but that's for another time.
Yeah. Frank, walk us through yours.
All right, so I was kind of thinking all of these would be the Diplomat : with these as tags or parts of the title. So just the Diplomat, Sweet Heat. The Diplomat. Butts and bakes. Butts and bakes. The Diplomat. Double baked, slow cooked. The dough drippin's dilemma. The dough drippin's dilemma. That means something. Let's bake this piggy and pulled tart. Or pulled a tart.
Pulled a tart.
Pulled a tart.
I also originally read "Let's bake this piggy and pulled tart" as just a line break, so I thought it was "Let's bake this piggy pulled tart," and I was like, "Whoa, what's he got going on over there?"
I'm gonna need some explanation on that one.
Yeah.
No, pulled the tart is a new one. Pulled a tart is a different one.
Beautiful.
So, I mean, I think we gotta go with the Diplomat, Halo, Cronut Evolved. Like, that's all we're working with here.
The Diplomat's great.
It's gotta be a Diplomat.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, it's pretty straight up.
All right. We are here at last for the pitch read for our game. At the start of the episode, we pulled 3 words from a hat: cake, diplomacy, and barbecue. And over the course of this episode, we've taken those words and we've formed a fully realized game out of it. And to tell us about that game and our final results, Frank, take it away.
Today's game is The Diplomat. Who knew diplomacy could be so sweet? You step off the bus with nothing but the clothes on your back and a notebook. Scribbled inside are seemingly incomprehensible notes. People you've never met, things that haven't happened yet. But in big letters across the front, it reads, "You are the Diplomat." Welcome to Bakersfield, home of world-famous barbecue joint Porky Butts. Porky Butts is the crown jewel of this small town and is hosting a competition where it will feature a cake from one of the many bakeries on Main Street. These bakeries will do anything to get on that menu. They need any help they can get. They need the Diplomat. Endear yourself to the different bakery owners, earn their trust, and then exploit it. You're gonna make sure if a bakery wins that competition, you're gonna get a piece of the pie. Form alliances, spread rumors, take on dirty jobs, and more. In this game of balancing relationships, every dialogue decision matters, and every action can make or break your chances to come out on top. After 10 days, the decision will be final, and you will either win or lose, but Bakersfield isn't done with you yet. Every time the competition ends, you are set back in time. Now armed with more knowledge in your notebook. Play again and again to learn about each bakery, the town, and even Mr. Butts himself. Unlock a variety of endings, new ways to win, new ways to die, and previously unknown forms of diplomacy. You have nothing but the clothes on your back, your notebook, and all the time in the world. You are the Diplomat.
Oh, are you doing a gun sound?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I feel like, the Diplomat.
That was the sound of a cannoli cracking in half.
Oh, yeah, that's all it was.
He's got a cannoli shotgun. Very good. That's our episode. Folks, if you have any thoughts about the Diplomat, hit us up at Scope Creep Pod on Twitter or at Scope Creep Saloon everywhere else. Our first 3 episodes are all out now, and we'll have episodes coming out every month. So follow us to get notified, and see you next time. Scope Creep Saloon is lovingly brewed by Andrew Johnson, Frank Francis, and me, Eric Peterson. Voice intro by James Herron. Music from Steve Oxen, Roger Tees, Audio Mint, and Pantheon Music, with original music by Sam Vanderhoop Lade. Thanks so much for listening, and come back soon.